Hello, everybody. It is your boy Nando back at it with another video. In today's video, we are gonna I put apart a $500 PC part pickers list for a Valorant and gaming PC, or just basically a any game PC, but mostly Valorant because I know it's really popular and people want to get into it, but they don't have a lot of money. So yes, I have put apart a PC part pickers list that can definitely play Valorant at a great frames like 144 and like 200 in on low settings to medium. And yeah, guys, let's get started. So for the CPU, I just decided to put a placeholder here because the actual CPU is on Amazon and I could not find it on PC Part Picker. And you guys have heard me talk about the CPU way too much. It is the AMD Ryzen 5 1600 AF. It is a 6-core, 12-thread CPU at just $85. And this chip is not that it doesn't consume that much power, and it only consumes 65 watts, which is pretty good considering that this CPU is basically a Ryzen 5 2600 in disguise. So yeah, guys, its base clock it is 3.2 gigahertz, and its max boost clock is up to 3.6 gigahertz, which I mean it's pretty good, and it's on the 12 nanometers of structure, and it's pretty good, I guess. And yeah, 6 cores, 12 threads is just as enough as the Ryzen 5 3600. And yeah, it comes with a cooler, which is pretty good, and it's just a pretty good CPU in general. And I mean, this is definitely gonna be getting you many frames with the CPU with the GPU that I paired it up with. So for the motherboard, I just decided to go with one of the cheapest B450s because on the long run we can just upgrade it and stuff. I just had to go with this ASRock B450M HDV. It's a micro ATX board, which I mean it's fine with me. It has all the things that we need, and it's fine. It only has two ports, which is if I was saying if I had an extra dollar, I would probably change this motherboard, but like I don't really want to go that much. But if if I was if I was to have another motherboard, I would definitely go with give me a second, let me find it. This one. This has the four slots. This is the same, but it just has four slots. But I would definitely prefer this one, but it's just a little bit like $2 more expensive. But I mean, it's fine. This one's like really similar to the other one, just that this one has four slots and the other one has two slots. But I mean, this one or the other one are similar. It doesn't really matter. But this is the one that I would choose if I was really gonna go for this build. But I mean, you can buy the other one, either or. It doesn't really matter. So for the memory, I decided to go with this T-Force Vulcan TUF. I talked about this memory a lot. I put it in yesterday's build, which was a $600 build. And what's so special about this memory? It is 16 gigabytes. It is a 2x8, so it is dual memory. I mean, you will have dual what I forgot dual channel. I'm sorry, and it is also clocked at 32,000 megahertz, which is really cool. And it is $64. Like, so for such a cheap kit of memory, I would be thinking that it would be less megahertz and stuff. But I mean, the only thing I don't really like about this is just the color. It's black and gold, which I mean I don't really like gold as much, but I don't really mind it. So yeah, that's the memory. For storage, don't don't mind the Crucial BX500. That's just a placeholder for the case that I'm going to be showing you. But for storage, I did decide to go with this PNY CS900 120 gig SSD just because I mean the price 120 is just enough to get Windows installed in a couple heavily used applications like Chrome and a couple small games that you just play out every day and you want them to just load faster. This is $23. It's it's the cheapest SSD I could find, and it's good for what we're gonna be using it. And just to store all of our other games, I did decide to go with the Seagate Barracuda Compute 2 terabyte 72,000 RPM. This I have talked about this as well many times because of the price and how much storage. It is a 2 terabyte at 7200 RPM, which is really fast for a hard drive. And also the storage is, I mean, the amount of space is definitely big enough to store a lot of your games. And I mean, it's $51. It's a no brainer if you really are just getting like a $500 computer. And so for the GPU, I did decide to go with the GeForce GTX 1650 just because of like it's $140, and I mean it's one of the cheapest ones, and it's definitely gonna handle Valorant well. It's gonna give you over a 100 frames and everything. It's pretty good. And yeah, I mean it's really good, and it also has a two-fan design, so we can do some light overclocking if you really want. And for the case, I did decide to go with this Deep Cool Matrix 30 Micro ATX case because I mean, price of $31, you can't really go wrong. It has I believe this is oh, it's good for like airflow. It has a lot of it looks very well, and I mean, the only thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have a PSU shroud, and that's really everything. But I mean, it's pretty good. And I think it's an acrylic side panel, which is what I was trying to say. But I mean, it's pretty good for $31. Finally, for the power supply, I did decide to go with the EVGA 500 watt 80 plus certified ATX power supply, just because of, I mean, the price of $40, and we're working with such a tight budget. This is a pretty good power supply, but the only thing I didn't like to see is the ketchup and mustard cables. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be it for the video. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. All the links are gonna be in the description. Follow my social media; they're gonna be in the description as well. And yeah, guys, just tell me what you liked about the video and if you would like to see anything else. But this is gonna be from me, guys. Goodbye.